Good morning, friends. It's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot. Thank you for joining me today for another Mystery Monday video on this, the 28th of February, the last day of the month. Looking forward to spring, hopefully. So today is the last day of our celebration promotion with Stampin' Up. So you have until the end of the day today. If there are still some items in this brochure that you would like to get for free with a $60 purchase. So today I thought I'm going to do a project using some of the DSP and a stamp set from this brochure. Just to give you a last minute look at some of these products. And the one that I have chosen, the card, is a paper piercing technique, which we have done in the past, but this one we're going to do with some of the DSP. So the card we're going to make is this one. So I have done paper piercing before, but typically I've done it with cardstock colors where I've picked a few different favorites and put them together. But this is with some DSP, and Julie Davison, a US demonstrator, kind of brought this back to my mind when I saw a post where she posted this card. A little bit different depending on what DSP you use. Okay, so the DSP we're going to use is the Sunshine and Rainbows, which is a package like this that you would get for free. And it looks, some of the patterns I just pulled look like this. So you have some really fun rainbow and vibrant colors. They're double-sided, of course, and you get 48 sheets in a pack, so they're super fun. And to do this card, I've pre-cut some stuff. So let's start with our base. So we're going to start with some Granny Apple Green, which is nice and bright. And this is 8.5 by 5.5. And the measurements will be on the post. Okay, so that is our base. And then we're going to put a piece of Misty Moonlight on top. Now I chose these colors, well, Julie had used them, but also because they are listed as part of the DSP colors that they've used. So when you look on the back, you can see Bermuda Bay, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, etc. And these are some great colors that you can pull to accent as a base or a matte for your card, because then your DSP it'll all sort of coordinate together. So we are going to put this on our mat and then set this aside while we put the other part together, and then we'll assemble it all at the end. Okay, so let's just set this aside. So for these pieces, what I did is I pulled some of the patterns from that rainbow DSP and I cut them into 1/2-inch strips. So these are 6 by 6, the DSP. So I just cut them into 1/2-inch strips, and they are double-sided, so you can certainly choose which patterns you want to use. Okay, so we're going to set those there. And then I cut a piece of basic white at 5 by 3 3/4, because this is going to be what we're going to mount our strips on. Now, to make this easier, there's a couple of options you could do to stick these down. You can just use your regular Stampin' Seal to do it, or you could use liquid glue if you wanted. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room, but I'm going to use the adhesive sheets. So I cut a piece exactly the same size at 5 by 3 3/4, and I am going to put this on top. And I just have to find which side the opening is. You'll see there's a little crease here. So this is the side. So this part you peel off is the sticky side. So I'm going to lay that down, sticky side down on this white, and then I'm going to peel off the other side and put that on this side, lining it up as best you can, okay, like so. And then what we're going to do is peel this backing off to expose that adhesive. So I don't know if you can see that shine that's showing up there. I'll do that again on this one. And there we have our shiny part. So that is what we're going to work with. Okay, so it's very sticky. Okay, so you can lay these strips in different ways. You can do them just all across if you want. You can do them all down, all horizontal. We're going to kind of do kind of a quilting kind of theme. You could do half and half, whatever you want. There's so much flexibility in this technique. So I'm just going to take our first strip and I'm just going to lie it down this way and just give that a little press so it sticks. And then it's just a matter of puzzling things together. Okay, so let's take this sunburst kind of one, and you're just going to line that up right against the first piece and press that down. And so you can put as many down, like if you just wanted to put 2 and start going the other way, you can. If you wanted to put 3 or 4 or 5, you could. It's totally up to you how you would like this to look. So I'm just going to start, I think I'll just do 3. And however many patterns you use from the DSP is up to you as well. And my fingers are getting stuck here. Okay, and we have so many beautiful designer series papers that this would look great with anything. Okay, so I'm going to leave that at 3, and then I'm going to start going down this way. So let's take the pink, maybe, and we'll just line that up here. And this will just be a little piece there, but we'll reuse it again. And then I'm going to take a rainbow piece and line that up against the first. Just press that down. And let's see, maybe we'll add another yellow. This is a different pattern of yellow in the pack. There's lots of different patterns in this package too, so just pull out what you like. There's printed ones, there's solid ones, lots of great options to choose from. Okay, and let's do one more. I'll do 4 here, so I'll put the green here again. And then I'm going to go back and go this way again. So changing my look a little bit. So let's go with the pink again. Get some vibrant pink in here. This is, I believe, the Magenta Madness, this shade of pink. And what else? What else? What else? Maybe we'll do some more rainbows. So just have fun with it. It's actually quite relaxing. You just kind of lay down what you like. Now, the thing with the adhesive sheets to remember is typically once you've put it down, it's pretty much down. It's a little tricky. You'd probably rip it if you took it off. So that's where maybe the Tombow might have a little bit more give to it, where it's a little bit easier to maneuver. And let's finish with maybe another yellow. Let's go back to our sunburst here. And then I have this teeny weeny corner piece here. So I'm just going to cut off maybe a piece of the pink, just a little one here. And we're just going to fit that in here. Okay, and we're going to do some trimming after, I think, as you've probably guessed. So now let's work on this side here. Okay, so there was that other really neat blue rainbow pattern somewhere. This one. It's kind of like, I'm just going to trim this straight because I've used this on a different project. So I'm going to add this type of navy here, and I'm just going to line that up to maybe cover my corner. Let's put that like so. Or maybe, yeah, okay, so depending which way you're going to show this, it may be upside down. Can I still get it off? gently, but it took some of my adhesive off here. Oh, no, it's still sticky. Well, let's try that again. I'll just flip it around. That's the thing to remember if you do have directional paper. If you kind of decide beforehand which side you want to show up and down on your card, that could affect which way you place those. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter if they're upside down. I you know, wouldn't mind that either. Yeah, so just kind of be aware if you're working with some sort of a directional paper that you're aware of that. Like this one has rainbows too, so let's just put this one the same direction. Okay, so we're almost done here. Let's put a yellow here. And what else do we have to work with? Lots of different ones. You could even put this one in if you wanted. It's got some sunburst on it as well. Do that, and then let's do another little square of pink. So let me put this down. Okay. What I found too is, depending how you lay these down, sometimes you might have just a smidgen of the white showing, and instead of, you know, fiddling with cutting paper to fit, sometimes what I do is I just would trim that piece off, just to save a little bit of extra work. And, you know, the risk of that little piece falling out. So, okay, we'll do that. And then, let's see, maybe another yellow. This one's small. Can reuse those little pieces too. So, and then my last, maybe I'll do pink again, just because I want a little bit of pop of color in here too. So we will fit that in like so. Okay, so now it looks like it's all covered. So we have these on the back, and we're just gonna take our snips or our scissors and trim off all of these ends. And you can use these ends on another project. So if they're really super tiny, you know, feel free to throw them out. But some of these larger ones you can definitely use on another project. And that way you're getting the most use out of your DSP. And this is a super, super way to use up designer series paper. That's something I think we all have a lot of in our craft rooms and in our stamping stashes. So it's a really great way to use it up. So what have we got? Ta-da! Okay, so my rainbows there are a little upside down, so let's turn it this way, and they're going the right way. So you can just go over it a little bit with your fingers, so it's kind of like a quilt, don't you think? I think that's really cool. And if you wanted, you could adjust the width of your strips too. If you wanted them really tiny, I mean, that would take a little more work, or you could make them a little bit smaller. But yeah, that's just a really fun, and I love how bright that is. Now look how different that is with the pink. Right? This one I feel is a little more masculine. This one with the pink adds a little bit more of a feminine touch to it. But that's all right, because when we put it on here, look at how great that is. See, it's pulling out the Granny Apple Green and the Misty Moonlight there too. Isn't that fun? I love this. Okay, so let's put this on. And we will lay that on top. And the look is always going to be different depending on your strips, right? What you use and what colors you incorporate. Okay, so now I'm going to put a greeting on. So I did cut a piece of basic white from our Hippo and Friends dies. I love those dies for our any sort of greetings or labels and things. So I'm going to take the Misty Moonlight ink, and I've taken, okay, this stamp here was taken also from a Sale-A-Bration item, and that's the Special Moments stamp set. and I chose just a card to say you're amazing. Okay, so there's lots of great greetings in this stamp set, and you can get this one free as well. I think this might be with a $120 purchase, but you can still get that for free. So I think I'm going to change the greeting up on this one though. And I love this set too. Tasteful Touches. This is from our large catalog. And it's here. Oops, I'm sorry. Just knocked the camera. It's here on page 111, Tasteful Touches. This is a returning one from before, and there's some great samples on there. So I'm going to use You Are So Special from this stamp set because I really like that one as well. And I'm just going to ink that up in our Misty Moonlight. And excuse my head. I'm going to try to line this up. Okay, You Are So Special. And then I'm just going to add a few of our gilded gems to that. Just so it's not quite so plain. You can always use larger stamp sets too, right? Because this is a really large one, although there are different sizes in the Hippo and Friends dies. So you could make smaller ones if you like. But I wanted this one to sort of be the focal there. Okay, and then I'm just going to add this with some dimensionals here. I'll put that on. And I'll show you a couple of other samples that I've done. And what changes the look as well is the type of base color you use or matte color you use. You can pick so many different options. Just pull out some colors from the DSP and you are good to go. Takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. Okay, so I'm going to put this here like so. Now you could add ribbon or whatever if you wanted. Okay, so that's that. And they're both a little bit different, right? I just love that. I just love this technique. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you some other samples using this rainbow paper. And we have, I'll just move these aside so you can see, two different ones here, okay? So it also uses the Sunshine and Rainbows, the Rainbow DSP from Sale-A-Bration, but I switched up the patterns that I'm showing. So this one is a little more subtle, and so I mounted this. My base is Pool Party, and the layer is Bermuda Bay, and this one is the Magenta Madness and the Misty Moonlight. So I also used a stamp set from the Special Moments, and I used For Someone Who Is Wonderful in Each and Every Way. And these two, I also just wound some ribbon behind the greeting just to add a little something and some different gems. So these are the in-color jewels that I added on that. So you can see, just using that one DSP, you get a lot of different looks for the same card. And you could switch up your greetings if you wanted, but these are just fabulous, I think, with that DSP. So two other samples I wanted to quickly show you. They also use a DSP from Sale-A-Bration, and the one I want to show you is the Simply Marvelous paper. And that looks like this. This is also a free Sale-A-Bration item, and it is so fun. Really, really fun. This side is a little sort of larger swirled images, and this is more of a marbled kind of look on the back, but really great colors in here. This is great paper as well. So two cards I made with that. The first one is our little otter. And this is from the Awesome Otter stamp set, which is also a Sale-A-Bration item. You can get this for a $60 purchase for free. So here I used, I believe it was just this pattern of the Simply Marvelous. And I did this for a card sketch, I believe, a number of weeks ago. So I just sort of divvied up the size of this DSP back here, and then I colored in my little otter with my Stampin' Blends, and you are utterly awesome. I thought that was a cute little greeting. And then the last sample was also similar to the quilting one, but a little bit different. This was using the Simply Marvelous, but it used the reverse side of the DSP. Now you could do it with this one too, that would be fine. But I used it with this, and I used it with the tailored tag punch. So any sort of punch or die that has a bit of an edge to it, and then you just sort of line those up, spacing them apart. I did this on Bermuda Bay, and then it'll get mounted on, I haven't quite finished it, but it will be on a piece of basic white. So let me actually do that right now. I started it and then I set it aside. So I'm just gonna bring out a piece of basic white as my base. Right here. And this will be a horizontal card, so we'll just put this on like this, and then it will be done. And if you wanted to pull a different color from here as your base, you could. We've got some flirty flamingo going on, and I think some saffron, and some gorgeous grape. So you can choose, or just go with the basic white. That looks good too. And so this, I believe, this greeting is also from this set, is it not? Yes, I think you're wonderful right there. So a bunch of different greetings. And then the butterfly I just stamped and fussy cut. This was from the one of the butterfly sets we used to have. And then I just mounted my greeting on some Bermuda Bay and added a couple of rhinestone jewels to that. And that was another paper piercing idea. So lots and lots of great things you can do with your designer series paper, and don't be afraid to use it. We all have so much of it in our stash. It's great. These sort of techniques are just a really, really great way to use up your stash. Okay, so seeing as today is the last day of February, I still have my February host code, ASVHERK9. You're welcome to use that on my website at checkout, christineludwig.stampinup.net. And also feel free to like my Facebook page, follow me on Pinterest, and subscribe to my new YouTube channel if you're interested, all known as Christine Stamping Spot. And you'll also find some other great ideas and videos and projects on those. So I hope you enjoyed this paper piercing using up your DSP video today, and I hope you'll give it a try. So have a wonderful last day of February, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.